of the country, but hopefully you are safe. It's a new week, and this week in Uganda, in particular, it's the Road Safety Week, and 15th November will be, that is this Saturday, it will be the Joe Walker Remembrance Relay Walk, one that whose theme is to have safe roads and save lives. Now we shall be delving in that story a little later, but let me start with a message that came through as early as 6 a.m. right before we started the show, and it reads, Julie and Robert, good morning and good Monday morning. I have two issues. Can UBC come report to Amolata in Amolata district to report on the state of the road? We also want to join the rest of Ugandans in regards to protecting our gains. My prayer and request is that President Museveni, that is His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is to allow God use him to be setting free, that is pardoning some prisoners, and every Uhuru independence. That's what the message reads. Thank you, Julie and Robert. Greetings from the Great Lakes city of Amolata district, most beautiful peninsula in the world. Message received and read. But looking at some of the updates we have, President Museveni swears new principal judge, DPP and IGG. On Sunday, which was yesterday, the President of Uganda presided over the swearing in of Jane Frances Abodo as the principal judge, Lino Anguzu as the new director of public prosecutions, DPP, and Justice Aisha Naluze Batala as the new inspector general of government from Mbale State Lodge. And the other story to look into, government to meet labor unions over salary disparities, strikes and issues that follow at that. The Ministry of Public Service has invited labor union leaders to a meeting to discuss issues raised during recent strikes, including salary disparities and promotion structures. The meeting is scheduled for November 11th, 2025, which is tomorrow. It will involve representatives from the Uganda National Teachers Union, UNATU, Uganda Local Government Workers Union, and Uganda Technical and Vocational Trainers Union. This development comes after a series of industrial actions by the unions protesting government failure to address their grievances. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Welcome to the show. It is Good Morning Uganda, and you are watching UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda. Now, it's indeed a good Monday morning because we get to welcome back one of us, one who's part of the team. But before we even welcome her back, I am with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and together we indeed, as the whole team and the crew that is behind the scenes, welcome back Joan Murungi.
Thank you so much, Julie. Robert, how have you been?
All is well.
Really?
All is well.
What has not been well?
No, all is well. You're back.
All right, we might as well save Robert from problems
Really?
that might transpire after he is offset.
Court problems, eh?
Yes,
Okay,
but for now, welcome back, Joan.
Thank you, Julie.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be back.
Right.
How have you been?
We've been well. We've been
Well
serving
done.
Uganda and inspiring
It's
Uganda.
been good. I've been watching you guys and you've been outdoing yourselves. So good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm back and it is a very, very good Monday and a bright one. Yes, to differ from Julie, where I come from, it has rained cats and dogs. So, and traffic is expected to be high this morning. Yeah,
Obviously. Robert, good morning.
A lovely morning to you, Judy.
Right.
How are you?
I'm good. How do you feel being sandwiched?
Oh, it feels very, you know, there are certain expressions that even you can't speak out very well, but of course it feels sweet. It feels good when this way there is a lady voice, and of course my stubborn Joan is back also.
Robert, you don't have to use the word stubborn. Am I really stubborn?
Okay, she's back. She's back also.
Right.
And we are here to serve the country. So much happened over the weekend, but I think for me what caught my attention was the president's message during the swearing in, when he said that some judiciary tendencies raise anger among the people.
Yeah.
You know, that the tendencies, people report cases, they take long, they don't understand the bail, they don't understand the bail, then delayed. Now, people get upset. But also when he came out and said, yes, we had arrested and released the two Kenyans,
Yeah.
You know, that talk was all over social media. Those that had come to join Bobby Wine's rally, I think they were arrested, was it Mbale? Bob Njagi and their colleagues. So a lot of talk was, where are they? They were arrested, they weren't arrested. But the president came out and said, yes, we had them, we released them, because those people are experts in riots and disrupting peace. So they thought they were going to come to Uganda and train and bring the chaos we've seen in Kenya, the chaos we saw recently in Tanzania. So he said, no one will disrupt the peace of Uganda, not during, before, or even after elections. So people's hearts rest at peace. Uganda, we are at peace. Carry out whatever you're doing. I'm quoting the words of the president. Temusang. He said, Uganda, we are at peace. No one will disrupt this country. So go by your business. Security is alert, and even know that intelligence is on ground. So they are getting information. Before you even plan, government already knows what you're going to plan. So don't risk.
Robert.
Very interesting indeed, and thank you for that, Robert. Indeed, better informed and make informed decisions than getting caught in a situation and stating that, oh, you did not know, because the law does not understand ignorance. It is the law at the end of the day. All right, let's take a look at what we have on the local scene, Robert.
We begin with President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who assured the public that there will be no disruption in the country either before or after the general elections scheduled for 2026. He engaged with media representatives from the Bugishu sub-region as he concluded campaign activities. Museveni emphasized that the intelligence services are alert to deal with whoever attempts to destabilize the nation. During the press conference, President Museveni, also the NRM presidential candidate, reiterated dedication to preserving peace and stability in Uganda. He said the arrest and later release of 2 Kenyan nationals is an example of individuals attempting to destabilize the country by training rioters. Speaking from State Lodge in Mbale, President Yoweri Museveni outlined 7 contributions made by the NRM to secure the future. He highlighted the creation of jobs through commercial agriculture and production, service delivery, market creation, among others. The NRM campaigns proceed to Sebei sub-region. President Museveni presided over the swearing-in of Uganda's new principal judge, Honorable Lady Jane Francis Abodo at Mbale State Lodge. Honorable Lady Jane Francis Abodo previously served as the Director of Public Prosecution, a role she held until August this year when she was appointed by the President to her new position. Also sworn in were Honorable Lady Aisha Naruze as Inspector General of Government, her deputies Miss Ann Tino Mugisha Muhaire and Miss Patricia Achan, and Mr. Lino Anguzu as Director of Public Prosecutions. President Museveni congratulated the appointees, praising their integrity and professional background. The President then delivered a detailed reflection of Uganda's long struggle to align state institutions with the ideas that guided the liberation struggle. President Museveni said, arrival of a new generation of leaders offered hope for reform. The President spoke at length about justice, accountability, and the historical expectations of Ugandan communities. He added that some practices in the judicial system provoke anger among citizens. The Prime Minister, Robert Nabanja, has promised the people of Madudu in Mbale district that the NRM government will give priority to issuing land titles to the landless people in Mubende. The Premier was meeting NRM flag bearers and NRM leaders from villages to district level in Buwekura County to mobilize support for President Museveni in the upcoming general elections. Mubende district in Uganda region is one of the districts with high cases of land wrangles and evictions. However, the government through the land fraud initiated the insurance of titles to the landless Ugandans, and Mubende district has been a beneficiary. However, many are still crying out. During a meeting with the NRM flag bearers and NRM leaders from villages to district levels in Buwekula County, the Prime Minister promised the people of Madudu in Mubende district that the NRM government will prioritize the issuing of land titles to the landless people in Mubende. The Prime Minister assured them that no one will evict them from their bona fide land. The Premier, who is also the Kakumiro female member of Parliament, revealed that government will soon recruit 50,000 teachers. The Prime Minister also mobilized them to support President Yoweri Museveni in the upcoming general elections. Now, coming to the end of our local stories this morning, health experts have called for HIV awareness campaigns in Lore and Siguru Islands in Namayingo districts. Despite government efforts to address the challenge, health experts are worried that the rate at which HIV and other diseases are spreading in this area is scaring. A team from the country coordinating mechanism led by Mrs. Nasanga Florence Mosoke, presenting faith-based organizations on the board, and TASO and other implementing partners took an oversight visit to these islands. Despite ongoing interventions by the Ministry of Health, TASO and other partners, health workers say graphical isolation and inadequate health infrastructure have slowed down service delivery. TASO and Fahida are on regular community outreaches and awareness campaigns among fishing flocks and the youth. There is a decline of HIV among young people, even as infection rates remain high within fishing communities. District leaders acknowledge the ongoing challenges but call for stronger collaboration among all stakeholders to enhance awareness, accessibility, and treatment services. Now, with HIV on islands, we come to the end of our stories. I don't know why. It's very common that islands have a lot of cases when it comes to HIV.
Okay, and moving on to the international scene, hundreds of demonstrators marched through Mexico City on Saturday, and these were protesting rising violence and insecurity across the country, demanding a stronger action from the government while voicing opposition to foreign interventions. Footage shows the protesters waving one-piece anime flags, a symbol of resistance among Generation Z, as they chant slogans, carry banners, and fill the streets from the Angel of Independence to the National Palace. A rally participant explained why they take to the streets: to protest against violence, to take action against violence, and also, obviously, to protest so that right-wing groups, opportunistic parties, and scavengers do not use the rightful anger of the protest. Organizers, mostly young participants, expressed frustration the political groups have adopted the Straw Hat Pirates Jolly Roger symbol for their own agendas, calling the move inconsistent with its original message. Many times, right-wing groups, fascist groups, are the first to criminalize protest, the first to take rights away from the LGBT community, to ignore structural or systematic problems, etc. So it is even incongruent for them to take a symbol that has nothing to do with them, said a demonstrator. Protesters also criticized the U.S. anti-drug operations in the Caribbean, comparing them to past interventions in Latin America. This narco narrative of the anarchos, let's kill them, which is the same one the United States has used for interventions in Venezuela, said one young person. Now, police monitored the demonstration, which temporarily disrupted traffic along Paseo de la Forema, but no major incidents were reported. And President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine is working with the European Union to finalize the 20th sanctions within a month. In a bid to ramp up the pressure on Moscow, we propose to add Russian legal entities and individuals who still make money from energy resources to the EU sanctions package, Zelensky said in a video and message posted on X on Sunday. In today's decrease, sanctions on political figures, Russian government officials who work for the occupation, propagandists of various kinds who justify Putin, who try to normalize the war and normalize the occupation are imposed. He explained. He added, we are also sanctioning collaborators and anyone who works for the Russian war machine. It is over 1,355 days since the outbreak of war between Russia and Ukraine. And Zelensky's comments come as Moscow has stepped up its attacks on Kyiv's energy infrastructure at the beginning of the winter season. So far, 7 people were killed and substations that power 2 nuclear power plants were targeted in an overnight drone and missile attack by Russia. These have resulted in rolling power outages across the country. And then coming back to the continent of Africa, locals and traders in the Central African Republic are facing economic hardship as prices continue to soar and imports become more scarce following ongoing unrest in neighboring Cameroon. This comes amid the ghost town protests across the border as a result of political unrest following the disputed re-election of Cameroonian President Paul Biya. Footage captured in markets in Bangui and nearby Bimbo shows shoppers are sorting through produce as traders struggle to keep their stores open amid the crisis. Goods that we used to buy at affordable prices have become expensive. This is causing us problems with our customers. Before, we bought at a lower cost and sold at a good price, but now it has gone up. And when we tell our customers, they complain, explained local trader Priska Yando. Our wish is to tell the government to listen to our cries because we are suffering. At this time of the school year, it is true that we saw that we managed to earn a little bit to live on, she added. For the residents, economic uncertainty is causing strain to livelihoods, with many hoping for an end to the instability. If the crisis continues like this, we won't be able to hold out because it's only by road that we can get supplies from Cameroon, explained local Chancellor Mbomba. I implore God's mercy for our brothers and sisters in Cameroon. I want them to find peace because it is through Cameroon that we live. And also, the free movement continues for the good of the Central African people, added fellow local Georgine Udong. Now, the Central African Republic is one of several landlocked countries in the region that is heavily reliant on Cameroon for trade, with around 80 to 85% of its imports and exports moving through the country. The unrest in Cameroon follows the announcement of President Paul Biya's re-election, which extends his rule beyond 40 years. Now, that was it from the Global Affairs.
Indeed, thank you very much, Joanne. Just been looking at the footage from Central African Republic, and I was thinking, goodness, it's so similar to Uganda. It's like Africans, we live the same ambience.
And the
only difference is language.
Yeah,
but
and the
sort
fact
of
that
experience life the same way.
We are as landlocked as they are.
Yes, indeed.
So, but I've noticed a pattern. There is a way every country that goes for elections, unrest is happening. You look at Tanzania, you look at Cameroon. I don't know. What does it depict, Robert?
Well, first and foremost, because we're in a global market, there is excitement. That is one thing we must accept. That when people see things happen, you remember what happened in Tanzania.
Right.
You saw some Kenyans wanted even to cross and come in. Look at Uganda when we were going in elections. These two these two Kenyans that were arrested, you know, that are experts, according to the president, in training people to riot. You see, they had come in to bring these problems to Uganda. But also we must note that I've already said we need to have what we call our democracy as Africans.
Yes.
Okay.
That when you look at Cameroon, someone has been in leadership, I don't know. By the time he ends his leadership, it's going to be 99 years. Paul Biya will be 99 years by the end of his term. Now, he's been there for some time. When you look at and the fact that our election system, sometimes people do not believe in it, not forgetting that even us as Africans, these issues of democracy, We need to tailor make something that is ours. So it usually ends with people not accepting defeat.
Right.
Yes.
Now, the conversation on a tailor-made democracy for Africa is one that we indeed need to understand what exactly that looks like. But let's have a look at what we have in the press today. Uganda's credit rating improves. That is in the new vision. Country now has capacity to fully to fully pay back loans. That is according to a report that is in the new vision. And also a picture there, Museveni swears in principle judge DPP and IJJ. Also 498 officer cadets pass out. And over 210 job opportunities. We do have offers in Mulwana Group, UWA, Uganda Cancer Institute, ETC, and of course tenders to look for to Mulago Specialized Women's Hospital and Maltaza International, NDA, ETC. Elections, campaigns for MPs, districts, candidates start today. And A-level exams start today as well. That is for S6 UACE. Campaigns, what Mafabi Muntu Chagulanyi told voters. Now that is what the new vision holds for us today. But let's have a look at what the rest of East Africa holds. And we're looking into the Citizen first and foremost. The Citizen has a headline there: fresh call for confession, forgiveness and healing. And acknowledging mistakes and healing wounds are among steps proposed by various stakeholders just days after Vice President Emmanuel Nchimbi announced the government's intention to launch reconciliation talks. Now, the kind of person Tanzania needs as the Prime Minister. Who is that kind of person? Story in the Citizen. Mother recounts dreams of daughter who was killed in the unrest. And Africa mills digital micro pensions to boost retirement security. Also, the other story to look at in Tanzania is CCM's Zungu looks set to be elected next Speaker of Parliament after party's nod. Also looking at matters health, risk factor, the overlooked link between menopause and suicide. That's deep. One story to look into. Now looking at the Daily Nation, headline there, abductions, how Museveni caved in. That's the headline in the Daily Nation. And the other story to look at in the Daily Nation, boost school infrastructure, head teachers now demand. All of that in the Daily Nation. Make sure that you grab yourself a copy of any of the papers and be in the know of the information in there. But looking at the Gazette as of the 7th of November 2025, table of contents is one that is there, but there are notices to pay heed to. And the notice that we have, be it known that on the 24th day of October 2025, Ayebare Goret, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as she continues to practice as such advocate, and the commission is not revoked, given under the hand of the Chief Justice Alfonso Chigamoy Owenyidolo, and that is as of the 24th day of October 2025. Be it known that on the 24th day of October 2025, Muchibi Henry, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as he continues to practice as such advocate, and the commission is not revoked, given under the hand of the Chief Justice Alfonso Chigamoy Owenyidolo. And also be it known that on the 23rd day of July 2025, Waiswa Henry, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as he continues to practice as such advocate, and the commission is not revoked, given under the hand of the Chief Justice Alfonso Chigamoy Owenyidolo as of the 23rd day of July 2025. Well, that brings us to the end of what we have in the dailies altogether. It's Good Morning Uganda. In the Real today, we are looking at road safety and, of course, focusing on Joe Walker, a road safety advocate, as there is a Joe Walker Remembrance Relay Walk with the theme Safe Roads, Save Lives. Want to get into that conversation, do stick around for that. But for now, we do have some music as we take a short break. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning You.
Good morning, Uganda. It's Monday, one that has started with rain in some parts of the country. Why I use the word some parts is that where I come from, where I stay, it never poured at all. And to my surprise, as I moved en route, I just saw wet roads. So indeed, it has poured this morning in some parts of the country, but hopefully you are safe. It's a new week, and this week in Uganda, in particular, it's the Road Safety Week, and 15th November will be, that is this Saturday, it will be the Joe Walker Remembrance Relay Walk, one that whose theme is to have safe roads and save lives. Now we shall be delving in that story a little later, but let me start with a message that came through as early as 6 a.m. right before we started the show, and it reads, Julie and Robert, good morning and good Monday morning. I have two issues. Can you BC come report to Amolata district to report on the state of the road? We also want to join the rest of Ugandans in regards to protecting our gains. My prayer and request is that President Museveni, that is His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is to allow God use him to be setting free, that is pardoning some prisoners, and every Uhuru independence. That's what the message reads. Thank you, Julie and Robert. Greetings from the Great Lakes city of Amolata district, most beautiful peninsula in the world. Message received and read. But looking at some of the updates we have, President Museveni swears new principal judge, DPP and IGG. On Sunday, which was yesterday, the President of Uganda presided over the swearing in of Jane Frances Abodo as the principal judge, Lino Anguzu as the new Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, and Justice Aisha Naluze Batala as the new Inspector General of Government from Mbale State Lodge. And the other story to look into, government to meet labor unions over salary disparities, strikes and issues that follow at that. The Ministry of Public Service has invited labor union leaders to a meeting to discuss issues raised during recent strikes, including salary disparities and promotion structures. The meeting is scheduled for November 11th, 2025, which is tomorrow. It will involve representatives from the Uganda National Teachers Union, UNATU, Uganda Local Government Workers Union, and Uganda Technical and Vocational Trainers Union. This development comes after a series of industrial actions by the unions protesting government failure to address their grievances. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Welcome to the show. It is Good Morning Uganda, and you are watching UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda. Now, it's indeed a good Monday morning because we get to welcome back one of us, one who's part of the team. But before we even welcome her back, I am with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and together we indeed, as the whole team and the crew that is behind the scenes, welcome back Joan Murungi.
Thank you so much, Julie. Robert, how have you been?
All is well.
Really?
All is well.
What has not been well?
No, all is well. You're back.
All right, we might as well save Robert from problems.
Really?
That might struggle.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Following our earlier communication regarding the technical challenge that affected the transmission of some free-to-air television channels, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation UBC wishes to provide the public with an update on the ongoing restoration efforts. Our engineering and technical teams have been working diligently to resolve the issue and restore normal transmission. While substantial progress has been made, the process has taken longer than initially anticipated due to the complexity of the fault. We assure our valued viewers and partners that full restoration remains our top priority, and every necessary measure is being taken to ensure a stable and reliable signal across all affected platforms. In the meantime, we kindly advise viewers to rescan their TV sets to access the available channels. This will ensure that you can view the channels that are currently broadcasting without interruption. UBC sincerely apologizes for the inconvenience this disruption has caused and appreciates the continued patience and understanding of our audiences as we finalize the recovery process. Further updates will be provided through our official communication channels as progress continues. For additional information, please contact Public Relations Office, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation UBC. Email info@ubc.go.ug or +256 703 826 623.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation, when people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo, clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new